1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What makes an influential person? Some influential people that come to mind include George Washington, Pablo Picasso, and Martin Luther King Jr. What do a founding father, an artist, and a civil rights activist have to do with each other? I think we all can agree that these men influenced many people, but today I'm going to talk about someone who influenced the United States greatly, a true American patriot and a beloved president, Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was born on February 6, 1911 in Tampico, Illinois. He attended high school and graduated in 1928, where he was involved in many sports, school plays, and he lifeguarded over the summer. He attended Eureka College, where he, on an athletic scholarship, where he graduated in 1932 with a degree in economics and sociology. After college, he worked as a radio sports announcer, where he was beloved by all who listened to him, where he worked until 1937, where his devastatingly good looks earned him a job as an actor, where he was signed with Warner Brothers movie studio. Over his 30-year movie career, he was featured in more than 50 films. He had met his first wife, Jane, in Hollywood, and they had 2 children together, but their marriage was short-lived. It wasn't until 1947 that he met his true soulmate while serving as the president of the Screen Actors Guild. The beautiful young actress, Nancy Davis, was accused of being a communist sympathizer, which wasn't true, and they soon fell in love and had 2 children. His movie career started to dwindle, so he became a television host, which began to shape his political opinion, where he had formerly been a liberal Democrat and formed into a conservative Republican. His step into politics did not occur until 1964 due to the Republican presidential candidate, Barry Goldwater. Goldwater lost the presidential race, but inspired Reagan to pursue his career in politics. He ran for the governor of California and was successfully elected to serve 2 terms as governor. California was facing many economic hardships before he was elected in his time as governor, but he was able to improve the economy and gained much popularity within the people of California. His time as governor made him realize his presidential aspirations and was given the nomination for the Republican Party in 1980. At 69, he was elected, making him the oldest president elected with 51% of the popular vote. When his presidency began in 1981, he was faced with a long list of problems. The U.S. economy was in the tank. There had been over 60 hostages in Iran for 444 days, and the threat of communism was evident throughout the world. As he gave his inaugural speech, he spoke of the government as the problem, not the answer, and that the U.S. would be a beacon of freedom for those who were oppressed around the world. Within hours of his inaugural speech, the hostages were released that Jimmy Carter was unable to do for 444 days. It showed that the new president was taken seriously. A few weeks after his inaugural speech, there was an assassination attempt while he was leaving a hotel. A bullet hit him in the chest, nearly missing his heart. But he didn't skip a beat. He was back in the Oval Office within 3 weeks. He saw the government as the problem, and he reduced social programs, restrictions on business, and cut taxes to stimulate the economy. Reagan realized that in order to get the economy going, that people needed money to spend. So by having more money going into the people's pockets, they were able to spend more money, and the economy began to move. He also increased military spending and began to stockpile weaponry and made the U.S. a great power in the world again. He began the Reagan Doctrine, which provided weapons to countries who wanted to fight communism. One of his greatest contributions to foreign affairs was forging a relationship with Mikhail Gorbachev, who was the chairman of the Soviet Union. He spoke in the Berlin Wall, and after 26 months later, the Berlin Wall came down. In 1984, for his re-election, he won 49 out of the 50 states, which was the largest margin over any presidential election. After his second term, he returned to California with his wife Nancy, where they opened his presidential library in Simi Valley, California, where he was later buried. Ronald Reagan died on June 5th, 2004, at the age of 93. I believe that Ronald Reagan is an influential person of our time because he influenced economics for today, and he became a great humanitarian for the world. And my visual is a Ronald Reagan cup from the Ronald Reagan Library, which is in Simi Valley.